came to CrossPoint for a couple of reasons. One was a good friend and mentor of mine, Pastor Tim Spikestra, had called me at the church that I was pastoring at in Indiana and asked if I would consider coming and serving with him here at CrossPoint. That was a draw for me because of my love and respect for Pastor Tim. But I was also familiar with this church because I had grown up in the area here and knew many people over the years that had been a part of this church family. And so that was also very much of a draw for me to be a part of this community where I would already have relationships. Another draw was that this church had a history of wanting to reach the community with the gospel of Jesus Christ, and I knew that about this church. And so when all of those things were put together and God, working in my heart, it ultimately worked out for us to come here, and it was a great ride. We started the new year with a 21-day fast. And the whole church community really bought into that. And some people, fasted completely from food for those 21 days. Some did a Daniel fast for that period of time. Others just fasted from different things in their lives, whatever God led them to. But I think God really used that in the life of this church. And what I remember was afterwards, we held a kind of a celebration time in the fellowship hall, and the fellowship hall was packed. There was hardly any room for extra people in there, and we just spent the next couple hours letting people share how God spoke to them, how God worked in their lives, what they sensed God was saying to us as a church community through their time of fasting. It was a powerful night, and that was one of my really great memories of being here at CrossPoint. Some things that really stand out for me personally, one of them is just the number of times that we got to get into the baptismal and baptize new believers here at CrossPoint. That was a regular experience, and it was always so refreshing for me as a pastor and renewing for my heart. Each time we put somebody under the water and they came up declaring their faith in Jesus Christ. And those are always great memories of my time here. The other is through the Bible Institute. We had a Bible Institute here for about 3 years, and just the opportunities to teach and to interact with so many people from this church in the Institute. That was a really great God time for me. The only advice I think that I would have is the same advice I would give to myself every day, and that is to follow Jesus wholeheartedly, both feet in. We live in a culture, and to some degree, I think even a church culture, that's okay with one foot in the world and one foot in the kingdom. And I don't think that's God's design or plan for us. He has better plans for us as a Christian community. And when we were here, when I was a part of this church family, kind of the theme statement or the vision statement was following in the footsteps of Jesus. And I don't think that ever should change in terms of just what we do. That's what we're called to do, to follow, and to follow obediently, to follow wholeheartedly. And so that would be my advice. And I know God has been faithful to this church, and as you continue to walk those steps, He will continue to be faithful here. And I'm excited for the future of CrossPoint Church.